Warning. This show contains strong language and topics that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised.
It's my life in the box in front of me. Taking talk in my arms is the soul of me. You walk by, ask to see me lay face down. Your head by the thorn in your eye.
Hello wrestling fans and welcome to another edition of Suplah. I am Andy Kwan, and with me as always is Liam Dad.
Ask me what I've done this week.
Before you do that, introduce me, yeah?
Also, that's Sam. Say hi.
Hello, children. Liam, what
Ask
did you
me
do
what
this
I did.
week?
Ask me what I did. Ask me what I did.
What did you do?
Fuck's sake.
Who is your daddy and what did he do?
Who is your daddy and what does he do? I'll be back.
Yeah, who is your daddy and what does he do?
What
did you
did
do
you
this
this
week?
week?
Right.
Smell.
Liam Dunn,
Smell.
the three-time co-host of the Year Award winner,
Not the current
was
co-host of the year,
stolen when
though.
I wasn't there by
Well,
some other guy
well,
who we've forgotten. We can't even remember his name.
Fairly
Anyway,
awarded.
Anyway,
You got like 3 votes.
Anyway,
I got
Smell
12.
what?
I have been... So you know how last summer I worked on the Avengers?
Fucking hell.
Every
Don't
time?
ruin another film.
Every time.
I don't want to watch that film now because of you. Literally. Because you just constantly go on about it. I don't give a fuck. I don't care if Scarlett Johansson's in it. I don't want to see it anymore.
Well, prepare to have another film ruined for you because...
I worked on... That's not even how the tune goes!
I'm trying.
What is it with you and making tunes up?
What the hell did you work on?
I worked on Spectre, the new James Bond movie.
Of
I
course,
thought
of
it was a bit obvious.
course.
I thought it was a bit obvious with the whole James Bond and the...
Oh, sorry, was that meant to be James Bond? I really
What?
couldn't tell, in all honesty.
You
You sound like club singers.
What?
You sound like club singers.
What's club singers?
Oh, someone's got his bitch knickers on tonight.
Every night.
Every night. Anyway, I've been working on Bond. What have you been doing, guys? Yeah,
I've been-
nothing. Let's talk about the news.
I've been running your channel for you, that's what I've been doing.
And I've been fapping.
Another worthy
Right.
accomplishment. Speaking of other worthy accomplishments, though, which company hasn't been fulfilling theirs?
Well, I'm sick of talking about them, but, you know, they always make the news. TNA! And their future is in jeopardy. Again! It appears that employees have only just been given their paychecks for March, and what is worse is this is being considered earlier than expected. There's been cancelled TV tapings in April, and they combined them with tapings in May. And also, Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer is reporting that the morale backstage at TNA is still very low and is considered worse than the company finished their run at Spike TV. And good old Uncle Dave is also quoted saying that general unhappiness across the company with the feeling that there's no momentum and that they're going nowhere. Just
Well,
like life.
They're not wrong. They're not wrong. They aren't really going anywhere. I mean, let's get this out of the way now. Who amongst us has actually seen TNA recently?
I put it on in the background, I think about 3 months ago, and that was rich. Like, I saw Rockstar Spud, and he had shaved his head for some reason, and that's really all about it. I think it was a recording from the UK, because they were like, look at how big this audience is! Oh my god, we're the best! And it's just like, oh, TNA.
Do you want me to combine that with another news story that is angry, just making me so angry in so many ways?
Well, you might as well.
Well, since you mentioned the UK tapings, TNA may never tape shows in the UK again, because according to the Wrestling Observer and our good friend Dave Meltzer, he reported that Destination America, home of TNA's Impact Wrestling, does not like the show being taped in the United Kingdom. The network is calling the shots these days, and they did not like it as the American network, by God. And they do not mind TNA running an overseas tour, but they've made it very clear that they only want the show taped in the good old US of A.
Bullshit.
racist.
That is
That's
not good.
racist.
It's kind of racist, and it's also backwards thinking for your company, because hey, in case you didn't already notice, the UK is where you get your biggest audiences.
Yeah, I wrote the article for this on our website, which you can go to suplah.com. But my three reasons for this being stupid is A, just like Sam says, you can get 10,000 people in a building in England, and it looks amazing. TNA have such a unique position when it comes to being on television in this country because they're on free TV. WWE is technically on Sky, which you have to pay a subscription for, on top of the network, which you can get for $9.99 Maggle. And, you know, all the TNA stuff is free. That's why people know what TNA is over here, because they were smart enough to be like, hey, if we put everything for free, when we do the TV tapings, we'll sell them out. Fact. And this is a real slap in the fucking face, because for fucking years, year after year after year, Jeremy Borash, or Hello Wrestling Fans, which I didn't steal off him at all, he comes out at every fucking event in the UK, is like, do you guys want a pay-per-view? And if you cheer really loud and we film you, you could get a pay-per-view. And now it's like, hey, you're not even going to get our TV show. Fuck you. It's like, what? Also, Destination America, and this is my third reason and final reason, why are they calling the shots? Because there's been reports going around saying that they wanted Kurt Angle to be world champion because he's American.
Yeah,
and
that's ridiculous.
And Taryn Terrell being women's champion just because of her looks alone. It's like, you've never had wrestling ever. That's like me turning up to TNA tomorrow morning and be like, hey guys, you know who should be world champion? Taz. Fuck it. Why not?
The commentator should be your world champion.
Because I would want
It makes just as much sense.
It
to
does.
Be fair.
It does. Yeah. As soon as I said it, I was like, interesting.
Well, I would like just sabotage that company. I'd just be like, yeah, Taz is your new world champion.
Right. I actually have a genuine question. Do you think someone in Destination X is trying to do a mercy kill on TNA?
Hang on, Destination X. Destination X.
It's the same thing.
It really
Come
isn't,
on.
Liam.
One's a pay-per-view and one's a channel. Pick one.
Do you think TNA's own pay-per-view is trying to sabotage itself?
Oh, is this Skynet? What the fuck are you on about?
Yes, Liam, I think they are.
I
Let me re-say that
Alright.
with the potential of an edit.
Yeah. No.
Do you think... My theory is, do you actually think that someone in Destination America is trying to do a mercy kill on TNA?
I mean, I couldn't blame them, because it just doesn't make any logical sense for Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle. In 2015... In 2015, to be your world champion. The guy just hit his first moonsault, and he did it when he headbutted Lashley in the legs.
Brilliant.
Even when he hits the moonsault, he doesn't hit the moonsault. That's the guy you want as your world champion? Are you serious?
I love how Josh Matthews and Taz tried to call it, like, it's a moonsault to the injured legs of Lashley. Like,
It's
no,
a diving backwards headbutt.
he just fucked up.
He
Like,
did. I mean, the guy, he's been in rehab in the past. It's no secret his tumultuous relationship with painkillers and drugs and alcohol in the past. He's clearly a broken vessel at this point. I mean, sure, he can sometimes go, he can put on matches still, but when you have people like Bobby Roode, Austin Aries, hell, even Magnus in your company that could hold the belt, give it to them. Why are you giving it to Kurt Angle?
Because he's a miracle!
This is the problem with this whole company. They are basically... The company is a pussy. They don't have a backbone at all. They just fucking do whatever...
No. The thing is, the problem is, it's not so much that necessarily. The problem is, TNA were nearly out on their arse without a channel. This is a channel that's come along and given them a home, and because of that, I think they feel as almost like they've got to play along with the rules. It's almost like a homeless person being rehomed. They can't really complain.
They are the Lib Dems.
Oh, well, are we really going to go into
Well, the
politics?
Americans have really.
Yeah, alright, whatever. The point is, it's like... They kind of have to go along with it, but it's like, you're the wrestling company. Surely you should be saying, no, if you want this thing to have a future and want this show to be a part of your network that you want to grow outside of, I don't know, what fucking shows have they got? Like,
Monster hunting,
Tree
buying
huggers.
Alaska, Amish monster hauntings or something.
Right.
This
It's
is the
brilliant.
network that's calling shots over them. The people who broadcast shows about Alaska, the Amish, fucking monster hunt.
They
And it's-
clearly
serious?
know what they know what they're talking about.
Yeah, they
in terms
know
of pro
wrestling, don't they?
Exactly, and if they want their network to be any bigger than what the fuck it is, why don't you listen to the wrestling company that actually, I know it's TNA, and I know that they can barely pass for knowing what the fuck they're doing, but when you have this entity that's never had it before, I know it's nearly a level playing field, but I think TNA just have the edge here. So why can't you just listen to them and be like, well, no, we're not going to have Kurt as champ. We could have him as a spokesperson because he's American and he's an American hero and he can bring people in, but we're going to have, I don't know, Austin Aries, who's also American, be our world champion.
Yeah,
Why do
that's
you
the
have to
thing.
go-
American.
Why do you have to go with like the fucking? They call him a cyborg, but he's not a cyborg. He's like the opposite of Terminator. He's going to be in a Zimmer frame pretty soon. Terminator in Terminator Genesis can jump out of a fucking helicopter and go through another helicopter.
Yeah, but Kurt Angle thinks that he can do that.
I hope he doesn't.
I would like to see him try.
No.
I'd love to see a remake of that bit in the trailer. Just Kurt Angle going head first into the helicopter.
Can you imagine
and
that?
just getting
Ba-dum, bum,
killed.
ba-dum, ba-dum, bum, ba-dum. Oh, it's
Da-da-da.
true. It's damn true.
Da, da, da. But we need to talk about how their paychecks.
Oh god, I actually saw a tweet from Matt Hardy earlier today saying that he got like 5 paychecks in one go. That's not good.
Yeah.
That's not good that you're getting
I've-
5 in a bulk sum. No,
But
that means
I've
you're
read-
like, you haven't been paid this year, probably. That's not good.
But I've read that the reason why that happened is because their paychecks don't come from Nashville, where TNA's based. They come from where Panda Energy is based in, like, Texas. So it's like... So basically, Panda Energy apparently were doing, like, some kind of rearranging thing whereby they're basically just, I guess, firing people and kind of reconfiguring the company. So they shut down who was doing the paychecks for the company. It's like, what kind of Mickey Mouse bullshit is this? It's like, what the fuck? Are you serious? Like, you shut down the thing where this your sibling company, you're not going to pay them for ages? What the fuck is this shit? It's just like, what in the fuck are you doing? Do you want this fucking entity or do you not want it? I don't get it already.
The thing is, this is how you create disgruntled employees as well. You don't force people who are working for you to go longer than a month without the payment that they are owed.
Because it gets...
That's just common knowledge of how a company works.
I mean, it gets to a point where you're just like, if you're not paying me, I'm not coming into work. Which that's what Taz has done. Taz has no-showed his commentary booth commitments for TNA this past week for the next TNA tapings, I guess. And the reports are indicating that there is currently some heat between Taz and TNA management over the issue of payments. And Taz has decided not to fly from New York to Nashville at the last minute without informing the company, and furthermore, the former ECW champion has removed any reference to TNA on his Twitter account, so take that on for what it's worth.
I actually had a look at his Twitter account earlier, and it's just his podcast stuff, so he does mention that he is a sports entertainer, like, commentator or something, but yeah, there's no mention of TNA at all. It's just the Human Podcast Machine, left, right, and center, which is a dumb name, by the way. Don't know how you can be a human podcast machine, but either way, is Taz even a good enough of a commentator to warrant caring about this? Like,
No,
I've never really thought much of him as a commentator.
He's terrible. He's so terrible, he gave us our name.
Yeah.
That's very true. In a way, that means we do have to kind of defend the guy.
Well,
Yeah, he is our patron saint, really,
Okay,
when you think about it.
here's the thing, though. Taz is just a commentator, and he's essentially walked out on the company.
The thing is, can I
This is
just
bad.
step in? Can I just step in?
Yeah.
Step in? Because I'm kind of in two minds about this. Part of me wants to say, look, no matter what, that's just unprofessional. You don't do that.
So he's not
I
paying
can
someone.
I can understand this. Look, listen. Let me say my piece.
Okay.
I can understand that you're angry at your employer, but at the end of the day, when you do something like that, you're affecting the whole product, and that whole product is what is paying for everyone's paycheck, not just yours. So I get that, right? That's unprofessional. At the same time, I can't really blame Taz because he's probably not been paid for 4 or 5 months like Matt Hardy hasn't.
Yeah, and I can't blame Taz here. This has been an ongoing thing forever. I feel like this has been an ongoing story forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. And the worst thing about the paychecks thing, this was earlier than expected, so they were going to have to go even longer without being paid. I'm like, if I was working for a company and I didn't get paid for 4 months, I would have been like, I'm off. Like, I have bills to pay.
Bitch, where my money at?
Well, yeah, but it's bullshit because, like, the guy's clearly got bills to pay. He's probably got a wife and kids who are probably going to college and some shit. That needs paying for. How do you get food on the table?
Suplexing. Sorry, I was just thinking. I can just imagine his kids suplexing everyone at university now.
Yeah, and he just be like, you know what, Taz Junior and Taz Et.
Tazette.
Well,
Tazette.
you're gonna have-
Did he
you're
give birth
gonna
to
have to
Smurfs now? What the hell?
I don't know. You're gonna have to like suplex your classmates for money. I mean, what else are you supposed to do? I mean,
To get through life.
technically be a better wrestling show than what TNA is, but that's neither here nor there.
You
But-
know, he could just join the wrestling team, but no, he has to do it outside of that.
no.
No, the thing is, the wrestling team is very different. I don't think you can get away with being a human suplex machine in a school wrestling ring.
Well, he can try, damn it.
But
I-
I don't know, Sam. What do you think? Do you think this was unprofessional, or do you think Do you think that Taz has a point? Because I'm kind of in both minds. Andy's kind of on Taz's side. What do you think?
Well, as much as I'm trying not to care about Taz in 2015, I can kind of see why the hell he did this. I mean, there are obviously faults at both parties. TNA not paying him. Taz not going to work because I'm not getting paid. There's mess-ups on both ends. And I think it would be more impactful if it was, say, a wrestler and not a commentator who can probably be easily replaced. I mean, I don't really know how many commentators they have on hand, but...
Can I just say, I enjoyed your
Yeah.
pun intended there.
Yeah, your pun was amazing.
Pun?
You said impactful.
Oh, I totally did.
You didn't realise it.
No. Oh, I'm a genius. But anyway, like...
Fucking hell.
You should have rolled with it. We'd have been like, that was very smart.
Yeah,
You should have gone,
a smart person would have gone, yeah, fucking well did. How the
Do you
fuck
know who I
who
am?
I am? Oh god, I missed that shite group. No,
But-
actually, I tell a lie, I don't.
But you can see where I'm coming from with this, right? I mean, he's a commentator, for God's sake. They can easily replace him. I don't know who with, but they
Al
probably
Snow,
can.
apparently.
Al Snow?
Anyone.
Al Snow.
A
Al
turd.
Snow? Al Snow?
Yeah, Al Snow.
Why Al Snow?
Mike
Because the
Tenay
company's...
still works for your company.
No one likes
Because-
Al Snow.
Apparently the company's very high on him, and they have been testing him out.
What are you...
Where are you reading this shit?
Are you kidding? You're kidding.
No.
What do you mean the company is high on Al Snow, the guy who hasn't been relevant in 20 years? Are you kidding me?
I'm pretty sure that's what I read.
Right. They still have Mike Tenay working for this company, right?
Probably.
What's
What the
Funky
fuck is Mike
Rectus
Tenay
doing in the Impact Zone? Taz, for some reason you're back.
Then there's nothing because he's not there.
Yeah, they go, oh my god, what's some washed up NXT guy doing in Impact? Taz, you stupid prick. Taz? Taz, where are you, Taz?
They just replace him with a plank of wood with like some really dumb sunglasses and a headset.
That would be
Put a towel on top of it.
was just as good as Taz. I'm not gonna lie. A plank of wood is better than Taz.
Well, here comes
That's more
Magnus.
personality.
What do you think, Plank?
Literally, remember my plan where they were like, we have the biggest signing in the history of professional wrestling. Please welcome Rock. And everyone thinks it's The Rock. And everyone's like, oh my god, it's The Rock! And literally just comes out the bottom of the stage is literally a giant rock. And it's not The Rock. It's just like a fucking giant stone with two eyes, like googly eyes, and one normal eyebrow and an eyebrow raise. And everyone's like, my god, it's the biggest signing ever! Rock!
You still got it.
Never lost it. It's funny how that joke was made like a year ago now.
But they never did it, and I think
No, they should. The Pioneers used to ride those babies for miles. I bet it's in great shape.
On their last TNA show, I want Rock to pin Kurt Angle.
He just gets
you
crushed
just
by a
imagine?
boulder and he dies. Is that what you want?
No,
Oh no, Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle would try and do the Olympic slam on him on a rock.
literally a pebble, like the size of your hand, like a fucking rock, the size of your hand. That's why I envision is just laying on top of Kurt, and he's like, oh, I can't get this thing off me. 1, 2, 3.
It's just like Mjolnir on Loki's chest, like he can't get it off.
But
If you boycott
Speaking-
TNA, you'll never see me again.
speaking of things, but keeping on track with TNA, it seems that a lot of the employees, talent, and others in general are pretty much unhappy with the company. I mean, they're just generally unhappy. It's
I don't.
apparent. Sorry, what?
I don't blame them. They're not getting paid, and they're wrestling in front of 100 people.
And their
They're
friends are
all-
leaving like every other day. They've lost their biggest names. It's like, who's left?
Well, it's funny you should say that because they seem to. What it is that they're just generally they're miserable. They feel that the company has no momentum and that it's going nowhere.
Well, of course, it's
And-
done nowhere. Like
I was going to say, I mean, can we really blame them for thinking that?
creatively,
Not at all.
They're creatively, they have no direction. It's like, we just got rid of a stable, we're going to bring in another stable, they're going to fight another stable, and then that stable dies, and then another stable comes in to fight that stable, and then a stable comes in, and then that stable dies, and then another stable comes in, and then that stable dies, and then another stable comes in, and then that stable dies. Are you following me so far?
Yeah, it's like the
They
spiral of
always have
death.
stables. What is it with TNA
Oh,
and fetish
God,
for
I
stables?
just love groups!
Do you want to hear about their latest stable? I'm gonna use the wrestlers' names that were in WWE just so you can understand what impact this has. The leader of this new stable, which is called The Rising. The leader.
So this is wait. Is the Rising going to be the opponents to the Beatdown clan? Which
Yes,
is another
sir.
stable.
Yes.
That is exactly what they are for. The leader of this is Drew McIntyre.
I'm angry and I'm Scottish.
Yep. That's literally all his gimmick is, where he's Drew Galloway. He is partnered with Camacho.
Oh my, who?
Remember that guy who rode the bikes with Hunico in WWE? No.
No.
No what? Neither does anyone else, but he's apparently part of the Rising now, and, to round it all off, there's some guy who no one has ever heard of.
Okay, I
Is
have...
that his actual name?
I don't
Can there
know.
be a wrestler?
I
Can
have
there be
to
a wrestler
confess,
whose
I've got to
genuine
confess, I've got
hang
to
on, wait.
confess.
Can there please be a wrestler whose genuine ring name is just some guy?
But I have to confess, I did watch the segment where Drew Galloway introduced these two. What was the other? Not some guy. What's the other guy's name?
I literally don't know, that's why I said some guy, Andy.
No. Not some guy. The other guy. What's his name?
Well, he was Camacho in the WWE, but now he's called like
Whatever, okay, he's
Micah
Camacho.
or Mika or something.
What? Mika, whatever the fuck his name is.
Mika, yeah.
Nico Bella.
Wait, wasn't Mika a singer who sang that song "Big Girls You Are Beautiful"?
Yep, except it's spelled with a Y and a C. So there you go.
Oh man, I'd love it if
Moving
he
on.
was the singer and that was his theme song towards the ring.
Right, the other guy, some guy, is Sean Ricker.
That's it.
Is actually really good. He's really charismatic, and he's actually a really good wrestler. Why the fuck he's been put in this wank group, I don't know. It's terrible. It's just awful. And you know what Drew Galloway's thing has been this whole time? Because, okay...
He's been bashing the WWE the entire time, hasn't he? He's just been calling out Vince with pot shots. It's like, are you serious? I know that TNA does this thing where it's like, oh, we have so many former WWE employees, we're going to make references. There was one backstage segment. Everyone knows Tyrus, formerly Brodus Clay, how he's partnered with EC3 now.
Oh, you mean Bronchi Rectus?
Yeah, I mean Bronchi Rectus. Basically, EC3 and Bronchi 3 are walking backstage, and they see a disco ball hanging from the rafters, and EC3 is like, hey man, I know you suffer from PTSD, I hope that therapy that I'm paying for is doing its job. Hang on, I'm getting a call from my mama, I have to go answer her. And then he picks up his phone and he's like, hey mama. It's like, are you, did that just happen? Did that just actually happen on TNA TV?
TNA has no history of its own, even though it's been around for 12 years, which is really weird to me. Because it's like, they've got to reference WWE all the fucking time. I wouldn't even have it as canon. I'll just ignore their existence somehow. I don't know, but...
No, I agree. I think it's a completely dumb move that they're doing this, because all it's doing is referencing the fact that WWE is around and bigger than them. Notice how WWE barely ever acknowledges TNA's existence.
They don't.
The way they're doing it, it's almost as if they're trying to be like, say, oh, we've got one up on WWE because we have the people that they fired. No! That's not how
we've got
that
the people they
works.
don't want anymore. Look.
We've got the sloppy
appreciators.
seconds. Sloppy seconds.
Yeah,
Yay!
Although,
only
can
reason
I
that
just change things a little bit? Just 1 second.
Yeah.
Can we please try and get TNA to change Brodus Clay's name to Bronchi Rectus, right? And then hear me out.
You can in EWR.
Right? Then Big E gets released, right? And he goes to TNA, and they retcon it, so Bronchi Rectus and Big E are actually brothers, making him Big E Rectus. You see the joke.
Big erection, yeah. Ha ha ha, it's funny because it's about penis.
Laugh.
Ha 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 ha. So,
I worked hard on that joke.
I bet you did. After
Penis!
sandbagging
only
that
thing that's
horrible
hard.
joke. Jesus Christ, shall we move on from TNA now? Because all we've done is bitch and complain for the last 20 minutes.
We've
But
got
that's how our
insane.
show started. That's how this show has been for the past 7 years.
But we have to move on because we have more news. That's
Well,
actually good news.
We do! WWE has passed on the signing of the Briscoe Brothers. Ring of Honor basically have put out a better honor. Wow. A better honor? Yes, they did, Andy. They put on a better honor, you dick. Ring of Honor have put on a better offer for the Briscoes to stay as fucking Nora.
WWE.
Right. Have refused a better offer. Triple H was also said to have...
Sorry, can you start this whole story again? I'm
Someone else
completely
read
lost
it!
now.
Can't be bothered, I'm done.
So hey, the Briscoes, those guys that have been in Ring of Honor since day one, they're going to stay in Ring of Honor because even though the WWE did want them, Ring of Honor put a better offer on the table for them to stay, and the WWE refused to raise it. Triple H might have also had a final say after being made aware of some homophobic slurs made on social media in the past by one Jey Briscoe, the current Ring of Honor World Champion. Ring of Honor seems to indicate that the Briscoes will take over as bookers for the promotion, even though the current booker, Hunter Johnson, who you may better know as Delirious, has no plans on leaving the position. Basically, they made a 2-year deal with Ring of Honor actually last month. It's only just come to fruition right now. For whatever reason, I don't know, but I agree with this decision because, for those who don't know much about the Briscoes are basically the Ring of Honor tag team. They've been there since Ring of Honor actually started. They've fought with every single team in their division. They've been pretty over more recently, with Jey Briscoe becoming one of two-time Ring of Honor World Champions, which is something only Austin Aries has done before him. And they are apparently a big deal. And it makes sense for them to stay in Ring of Honor, because even though WWE seemingly offered them a high-class NXT run, whatever the hell that means, like, they have the company loyalty, obviously. They have, like, I don't know, 7 kids between them and their wives, so they can't obviously uproot and move to Florida. And they have their own business propositions outside of Ring of Honor. They have their own farm that they run. Yes, I'm serious. They breed chickens and pit bulls. It's fucking weird, but either way, this is good. This is fine, because Ring of Honor, they need the people right now, because a lot of their famous names have gone off to WWE. So
Or
they need it.
a lot of them have come back.
A lot of them have come back, I will say that, yes. But
So this is probably the perfect time to have as many new and old Ring of Honor guys in that company as possible, so that the older ones could put over the newer ones, and then that's the way life works. But the Briscoes were never, ever, 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 ever going to make it in WWE
no.
for two reasons. One, I don't understand what the fuck they're saying half the time, so 99% of the planet are going to be fucked. And also, was it Jay, or which one is which? Which one's the one with teeth, and which one's the one without teeth?
Mark Briscoe has no teeth. Jay Briscoe has teeth and no hair.
Right, got it, okay. So the one that has teeth basically said all this homophobic shit, and it was fucking terrible, and he said stuff about guns, I think, maybe.
Maybe. They have this thing about guns being rednecks.
It sounds like something they would say. Basically, the point is, a corporate company will never, ever, ever bring you on board, especially like WWE, which is family-friendly. Like, it's never going to happen. Because you said something about gay people in a bad way, you're fucked. So...
Well, you say that, and yet the WWE constantly tours in countries that, to this day, oppress homosexuals.
It's all about the money.
It's all about the money.
Yeah, Andy, how do you feel about all this, this homophobicness?
I think you just gotta be fucking ignorant at this point.
Does it offend you?
No.
Why not?
Because I don't fucking care. Like, if you want to like other men, great. You want to like women, great. I don't fucking, why is it bad? I don't get it. Like, from a religious standpoint, it's stupid, because it's like, as long as you're religious and you do all the things that you're, been told to do in a book, then why do you care? You're going to heaven, they're not. Why do you give a shit? Why does it matter? Why? And from a agnostic point of view, who cares? Like, I know I'm straight. I love fucking women, and I know that. So I have no problem.
You're overcompensating it all a little bit, but alright, go on then.
No, but you get my point. Like, people are like, I don't like gay people. Why? 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 Are you... What?
Why,
what?
though?
Come on. You know what I mean? Like, I don't get it. Like, I don't have a problem with it. I don't care.
Well,
it's not an issue. It's not a problem. So,
the background behind that entire incident was, it was a while ago, I think. It was about a year, maybe 2 ago. Basically, I think the tweet that he tweeted out was like, basically some state in America recently legalized same-sex marriage, and he was like, that's fine, but if any of my kids turn out that way, because of you, I will shoot you. It's like,
It's a bit extreme, isn't it?
Yeah,
a bit weird.
A little bit, and people have come out and said, no, he's just playing the character, because that's how he is, and it's like, no, gimmick is not an excuse to basically broadcast hate speech, regardless.
Yeah. And if that's the... Also, he needs to kind of... The thing is, people are expecting the Twitter accounts now to be completely out of character. So if that's what he's going to do, then if he's trying to work it as a character, then he should probably explain somewhere that it's a character he's playing even on there.
But what's his
character? I think he has explained it. He's basically said, the views of Jay Briscoe are not the views of Jay, whatever the fuck my last name is. But you asked what his gimmick is. His gimmick is essentially intimidating redneck. He and his brother live on a farm that breeds chickens and pit bulls. They do a lot of man's work. They are just scary rednecks. That's really all that they are.
But I just don't... What? Even as a kayfabe point of view, like, what has that got to do with your character? What's it got to do with wrestling? What has that got to do with anything?
You really are pushing it here. Why are any wrestlers the way they are?
No, but...
Just because they are wrestlers first, and second,
no, I mean, there's
whatever
being
the
a
gimmick
heel.
is.
Okay, I get that, but there's being a heel, and then there's promoting hate speech. And I'm like, what?
I mean, it's not
What?
like he does it regularly. He did it
No,
once a couple of years ago, and I believe there was some form of settlement where, like, a series of his Ring of Honor paychecks were donated to, like, worthy causes that help for homosexuals and the LGBT community. So, it is water under the bridge, to put it bluntly, but you can't really excuse the fact that he did say it, and at least to our knowledge, like, his views haven't really changed. I mean, we don't know for sure, but at the same time, I don't really see the need to persecute him when it's all been said and done a long time ago.
Well, that's a thing. So, moving on. Speaking of tag teams and WWE and stuff, Jey Uso is out for action for 6 months. It's been no secret that the former WWE Tag Team Champion Jey Uso has been working hurt recently. Even, as Liam has put, WrestleMania play button.
It is WrestleMania play button.
There's no number, there's a play button.
So
It's
next year
WrestleMania
is
play
WrestleMania
button.
Star Horns.
Yeah,
Can't wait for Star
that is-
Horns.
That is
So
next year, WrestleMania
WrestleMania Texas.
Star Horns.
Or if
WrestleMania
you want to really
Margot
go there,
Texas.
WrestleMania Horny Stars, but, you know, that's another
No, that's
type
just
of...
disgusting, Sam.
Yeah, I know.
Jesus, you had to fucking take it
You
there.
had to ruin it. We bring you onto our show. You've been here 1 year and you
Sam,
fuck everything
We're a
up.
highbrow show where we don't talk about penis or spaff.
Co-host of the year.
Anyway, moving on. So,
Three-time co-host of the year. Sorry,
Anyway!
got a bit of a cough in my throat.
I should have won. Anyway, so basically, during the pre-show for WrestleMania Play Button, he got taken out during the match very early on, forcing his brother Jimmy to work the match alone. Due to these nagging problems, WWE has resorted to surgery that will take him out of competition for 6 months, and is unsure what WWE will do with Jimmy whilst Jey recovers.
That is the question I pose. What will they do with Jimmy? What will Jimmy do?
But keep him off TV. Like, what is he going to do? He's not a single star. He has no personality to him. There's nothing to him. They're going to keep him off TV until Jay's better, and then they'll come back and do the tag thing again. Like, what
So
else could they
Jimmy
do?
gets 6 months paid rest. Fuck me, that's awesome. What a man.
It's kind of sad, because I feel like the Usos are like one of the more over tag teams right now.
Oh, they're over, but a lot of people are starting to think that they're kind of stale now. They've been here for like 5 years.
No,
more
sorry.
than that.
It's those sort of people that really piss me off, because it's these people who keeps going, oh, I'm bored of the Usos. They're stale. It's these people that give us these really sort of stupid storylines where we have 2 single characters pair together for a tag team run that lasts 2 or 3 months, and then it shows signs that they're not getting on, and then they break up, and then they have
It's
a
also-
feud.
It's also these same people who are like, I hate Randy Orton because he's boring. I hate face Randy Orton.
You say that all the goddamn time!
I like
you
this
do,
Randy
Andy.
Orton.
So do you,
I
Liam.
like face Orton.
Yeah, I didn't say I didn't, though. Andy's saying... Andy's...
I
I'm
hate
agreeing with you.
Robo boring heel Orton. Jesus Christ. It was the worst thing on earth. I like
How
face
is
Orton.
Face Orton any different, Andy?
He does the RKO.
To be fair...
Are you...
No. To be fair, I get what Andy means, because recently he's actually been putting emotion into his promos.
Yeah. And he's playing up to the RKO out of nowhere thing finally, which Liam was asking for fucking, what, last year?
Yeah, last year. I said they should have jumped on this last year.
So that's what I like about it. Like, you need more faces other than Bryan and Cena, right?
Because those are literally
Especially
the
now
only
that
2 faces
Bryan
in the company.
might be retiring.
Oh,
No, let's not jump to conclusions. He may be retiring, just like anybody else could retire. He has been pulled from the European Tour. He has been working hurt, apparently. Who knows what could happen? We can't say that he's going to retire now when we don't even know all of the details.
I have a bad feeling about this.
So do I, but at the same time, like,
He's writing a bloody autobiography.
he wrote that like a year ago, Andy. It's only just being released.
Alright, I'm just...
Yeah, I mean, Edge released his autobiography in like 2003, 2002, 2004, something like that.
And then he carried on for another like 6 or 7 years.
And he still kept going.
I mean, he did have to retire
Yeah.
eventually.
Don't
I do see
jump
your
to conclusions
point.
just 'cause he's writing an
Actually,
autobiography.
the more you think about it, Bryan, just to put a silver cloud on this, or a silver lining on this cloud,
A silver cloud.
Shut up, okay?
What's your
Right.
silver cloud, Andy?
He gets shut up.
What is the silver cloud, Andy?
Right, the silver cloud is at least he gets to avoid kind of this stale, shitty part of the year, and then he'll come back roughly around WrestleMania time again, and then everyone will like give him the belt again for next year. We'll be back to where we were.
You hated that.
I
Everyone
did.
hated that. Everyone hated the fact that he won the title, got hurt, and then he left for like
Yeah, but he's-
how many
it's
months?
like the second year in a row. It's gonna happen.
You don't even know that, for God's sake. You're
He'll be out
you're
for
just
another
assuming.
He'll be out for another 9 more months, and then he'll just be like, "I'm gonna win the Rumble," and then like I don't know, Fandango wins the Rumble instead, and then it's like,
You
what
are
the
ridiculous.
Fuck are you doing?
You're ridiculous. But
Back.
back to Jey Uso
Yeah.
and the tag division. I think this could potentially be a good thing. It would be terrible if the Usos were gone forever, but they're not. He's
The
only gone
Lucha
for 6
Dragons
months.
in theory replaced them as a high-flying, flippy tag team.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was going to say, is like, they have room now to put more exciting tag teams in and not screw them over, hopefully.
So I'm hoping that when they come back, this might be a blessing in disguise as well, because they're like, oh yeah, the Usos, they were a thing. Because
And they now have new competition in the form of what's-his-face and what's-her-name, you know? It will be fine. A lot can change in 6 months, especially in the divisions.
so we shall see. Is Stone Cold Steve Austin? I'm not even going to segue because I can't do it. Is Stone Cold Steve Austin upset with John Cena? As you probably noticed, the WWE United States Champion John Cena has added a springboard stunner to his arsenal moves as of late. Even though on the Chris Jericho podcast, it's like, it's not a stunner, it's a net breaker, which that's not true at all.
It's a stunner. It's a stunner. It's a stunner.
It doesn't matter because this hasn't seemed to set well at all with the WWE Hall of Famer Stone Cold Steve Austin. Austin stated that the stunner should mean something and that the new springboard element that Cena's brought to it could be dangerous. The men, whoever they are, what have I done? Basically,
Oh, for fuck's sake. He was on a podcast with Mark and Chris Bell, two filmmakers.
Okay.
Jesus.
And they also referred to it as gimmick infringement on more than one occasion.
Wrong. If he was an example of gimmick infringement, he would be giving people the middle finger, shooting bang bang finger guns at them, and being Stone Cold Steve Austin, which he isn't. He's using a modified version of his finisher, which, okay, it might be dangerous for him, or I don't even know how it could be dangerous for the other opponent, but
I don't think he means dangerous in terms of actually performing the move.
Well,
I
what
feel
could
like
he
he says it's dangerous in terms of like the legacy of the stunner because
it's not even a stunner. It's a springboard stunner. It's completely different.
but
The thing is, no. The thing is, we got to think about it this way, right? At the end of the day, you can't just label one move as being for one person, right? You can't, especially if you've modified it into something being unique and different now. For example, and I write in my article, notice how Fandango also has the leg drop as a finisher, but he does it from the top rope. Now, as much as I dislike Hulk Hogan, he's never once come out and went, well, let me tell you something, brother. He can't be doing that.
Jack Dango is stealing my gimmick, brother Dango.
Yeah.
Rubber Dango. Oh my god!
Could you imagine if Fandango, like, he's had this new gimmick change where he's reverted back. If he just reverts back further into being a Hulkamaniac and he's like Hulk Dango or something.
No. What did you say?
Brother Dango.
He said brother
Perfect.
Dango.
Rubber Dango. Da da da, bro. Bro.
Brother Jack.
Brother Jack. Anyway,
Because
but
if that's the case, if no one can use a move that someone's had as a finishing move, that means that Hulk Hogan's leg drop, that's off that you can't do that. Randy Savage's top rope elbow drop, nope, can't do that. Shawn Michaels' super kick, nope, can't do that. Oh, I don't know, just a normal elbow drop from the mat can't be done because that's the Rock's move.
there'd be no moves. There'd just be people standing.
There would be no move.
Yeah,
No
it makes-
suplexes
There would be
because
no
Lesnar.
moves.
It's like, are you kidding? And It's...
Oh, wait, hang on. Big Show can't use the choke slam because that's what Kane uses.
And no one can do a punch because that's what Big Show does.
Yeah,
Oh,
a
no,
punch.
Big Show move!
Roman Reigns can't do a spear because Goldberg does a spear. And so did Edge.
No, it literally would just be two people looking at each other going, no, I don't know what to do.
Do you want to, I don't know, maybe get a dinner, talk about this amicably?
A Monday night standing still. Like, that's what me.
My God, they're standing still,
My
King.
God, they're standing, they're just walking around, by God.
They're gonna get tired, they're just men, they have families. But anyway...
My God.
Somebody stop the damn match. The crowd's falling asleep.
They keep running around the ring. Whoever gets knackered first loses. Like, what the fuck? Seriously? Are you fucking kidding? Like,
Are we gonna forget the fact that John Cena's original finishes were patented off of fucking Brock Lesnar?
yeah.
Good point. That's a very good point.
I'm convinced this isn't a real thing. There's no way that the actual, like, Steve Austin would have a bone to pick over this. They're just doing this for PR. Like, this can't be genuine.
Yeah, but the stunner, like, I don't understand why he just doesn't be like, I invented that move. Like,
Did he?
Hang on. Wait a minute. Wasn't Vince McMahon's finisher the stunner?
yeah, but Vince would parody other wrestlers' moves. I think he did the pedigree at one point on Triple H.
Oh, yeah, good point.
He
Right,
can
he
do
did-
any move. He's like the Mew of professional wrestling. He can
Yeah,
learn
he's-
any move.
But the thing is,
That's why he's the ultimate wrestler to catch.
Mr. Mew Man!
but if I was...
Wrestlers gotta catch 'em all.
I'm gonna... Fuck it. Anyway, the point is...
No, don't fuck
Have
it, no.
some Pokeballs, damn it.
if I was Austin, I'd be like, yeah, I invented the move. And I'm honoured that other people would want to do it. I mean, you don't see Jake
Exactly.
the Snake going around going, you can't do the fucking DDT. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, exactly.
DDT is a move that people use as a normal move anyway.
Because he invented the fucking thing. You don't see Jake going, fuck you, don't use
And
my
hang
move."
on, didn't Austin use the Luthez press?
He did.
Oh,
he
you can't
did.
use that. You
Oh,
can't use
that.
Luthez. It's called the Luthez press.
And to put
Did
this
he?
point
Wait.
home even further, right, this would be exactly the same thing if Thomas Edison invented the fucking light bulb and he was like, I am the only one who can use this. But Tom, we need that. No, it's mine.
Anybody else use it? It's gimmick infringement.
I copyright the
I
light
don't know why he's
bulb
got
gimmick.
Cena's theme.
LOL, Einstein wins. Like, what are we...
Well, Einstein wins.
Guys, I don't want to belittle Stone Cold Steve Austin of all fucking people, but get a fucking grip. For
Yeah,
fuck's sake.
really. Like, that's why I say this can't be real.
Austin is one of my all-time favourite characters, but man the fuck up. Seriously, this is such a petty thing to be angry over. If he is genuinely, like Sam said, it could just be a marketing ploy to get the dirt sheets talking.
The dirty
But-
chicks.
If he's genuinely, if that's how he genuinely feels, that I'm sorry, that is very pathetic.
Fucking stupid. I'd like.
And Stone Cold is not pathetic, except for when he's beating his wife, and he doesn't even do that anymore, so... Gee, why? Why are you making noises now?
I'm trying to go. It's my new way of going.
Who? That's my favourite one that you do.
Ahoo.
So we're just dropping the subject entirely, okay.
That is so Neil. Who?
But no, I think he's being a bit ridiculous.
He is.
frankly.
He actually is.
Speaking
So-
of ridiculous things that should never happen again, fans stormed the ring at the UK SmackDown taping in an incredibly stupid fucking move. Some WWE fans at the SmackDown taping in London decided to storm the ring just before the main event started. Most of the time it's just done by one fan, but for some reason there were 4 individuals in Lucha Libre masks, and they hit the ring in an impromptu tag team match, including a spot.
Can I just say, sorry, I wrote this. I kind of wrote it when things were still a bit sketchy in terms of the details. I don't think it was an impromptu tag team match.
Okay.
I
It
think
wasn't
was
impromptu.
two-
It was booked at the start of the event. It was.
That's the difference. It's all the work. No, I think it was definitely 4 people, but I think one of them actually sort of distracted the security team. So, sorry, the news article Andy's reading is a little out of date. It was kind of just written as soon as we found out about it. But anyway, keep going.
So, yeah, that was a thing. But also, something that I want to note, there is a comedian called Sean Walsh. Have you heard of this man?
Of
No,
course
I
I
have
have.
not.
Well, I have, so I know what you're on
Sean
about.
Walsh on Vine was posting videos after Raw of wrestling fans doing wrestling moves. And it got to the point where there's some kind of balcony or railing. It's got to be like 20 feet in the air. And this dickhead jumps off it, doing like an elbow drop, and like Sean Walsh like, it's just so cool. I'm like, please shut the fuck up.
I love the
Like-
elbow drop.
That's not.
Oh, the elbow drop's my favourite, mate.
I don't
my
think
favourite
it
move.
was an elbow drop. I think he tried to, but he just
No,
ended up, like,
I think it was an elbow drop myself,
No, I
not
think
an
it was
elbow
an elbow
drop.
drop as well.
Yeah, not an elbow drop.
I get it. I can't say it. Fuck off. So the point is,
Jesus.
Jesus.
On the defensive, Andy.
Jesus. It's dumb. Don't get in the ring. Don't. By all means, if you're that stupid like I was as a kid, do wrestling matches in your own home. Fine.
Even though they tell you not to, that's fine.
It's natural selection. It's fine. But the point is, if you don't jump over the ropes, and I don't understand why the wrestlers are not allowed to clothesline the shit out of them.
No, they
You're-
are. They
now.
totally are. I mean, I know times have changed since like 20 or 30 years ago, but there was one time where Randy Savage would just lay punches on people who got in the ring.
Well, this is the thing, and again, I wrote this in the article that I read. WWE, because they've become this corporate mega thing, basically, they don't want to cause any negative publicity. They don't want to cause any sort of. They're terrified of lawsuits now. But as far as I'm concerned, my theory should be that as soon as somebody jumps that barrier, it's fair game.
It's
that
fair
barrier
game.
Is there. That barrier is there for a protective purpose. If you willingly, knowingly opt to ignore that protection and jump into that area, you should know that you're probably going to get the shit kicked out of you and that you can't file a lawsuit because you are the one who went over. If for some reason John Cena went and then dragged some kid into the ring and then AA'd him, which would be fucking hilarious. But
Best heel turn ever.
He just picks the Make-A-Wish kid out of a wheelchair, gets him on his shoulders.
Remember,
And he's like,
do you remember-
yay, Make-A-Wish kid, woo! Fuck you!
Here's your,
Die!
here's
do
your
you remember
final
that
wish.
Connor? Do you remember that Connor kid?
How can I
Right.
not remember Connor?
Imagine him doing it to Connor, right? That would be, one, the ultimate heel turn. And two, fair enough, file a lawsuit. I get that. But if they jump the ring willingly, then as far as I'm concerned, they can't. They shouldn't be able to file a lawsuit because they're the ones who have entered an area that is not meant for them. Thus, they cannot be. Thus, they cannot prosecute the company.
It's a bit like when you
So-
when you heckle someone. Like I remember seeing.
No. What is a better one is those signs that say trespassers will be shot on sight.
That's exactly what this is. Trespassers will be AA'd on sight.
That's what it is. And imagine if I went, oh look, there's a fucking army field over there. I'm going to walk over it. Hello, everyone. And then I got shot in the leg.
It's
And then
basically.
I tried to sue the army for it.
You're
They
gonna
would just
sue
turn
the
around and
army.
go,
It's
they would go,
basically
"Mate,
in
you
Grand
shouldn't have been
Theft
there
Auto
anyway."
5, if you fly over the army base and they're like, please turn around, and they're like, no, and you just keep flying, like, please turn around, no, and they shoot you down, and you throw your disc out the window and then complain to Rockstar, you're an idiot.
Well, that's what these people are, especially because they did wrestling moves in the ring against each other.
Just so dumb. I don't get it. Like, I don't just. If you want to do backyard wrestling,
Do it in your backyard, not in the
That's
actual
why-
place where the wrestlers do it.
what were they?
And the weird thing is, apparently reports are saying that they came from 4 different sides. So this wasn't just 4 friends being drunk thinking it'll be funny. This was clearly pre-planned from a while ago.
I've
They actually sat down while sober. There was a time here where they were sober and thought, this is a good idea, guys.
I've heard that some of them are YouTubers as well.
What
Well,
kind
they're
of
fucking idiots.
any
They're
YouTuber
wankers.
names? Like,
I don't know. I just read somewhere like these people are YouTubers. Like, where have you got that from?
oh
Where?
yeah, must be true. Yeah, internet. But
It was on Reddit. It must be fucking true.
oh my fucking god. But Like,
So
this is ridiculous. Unless we're having a fucking angle where it's like the four-man Mexican Shield, La Guardia. Like, this isn't anything to... I don't know. This is ridiculous. That's all I can say. It sounds like a storyline gone wrong.
they just need.
It just sounds shit
Yes.
at the end of the day.
Yes,
what
it
were they
does.
expecting to get hired and like you're gonna be in NXT? It's like that guy that's like throwing his girlfriend into a swimming pool. Like
Joe
okay,
Weller. Yeah.
Joe, I like Joe Weller, but I'm like,
Joe Weller, you're going to NXT, damn it.
what are you expecting? Are you literally expecting to go to NXT? I don't understand. What's your point? I don't get like.
No, the better one. Do you remember? I think it was a few years ago. I think they were in Africa or something. Or
Yes, I
don't
know exactly what you're on about. I know this story.
Do you know the incident?
Yeah.
Randy Orton's in the ring, and then some local wrestler in Africa jumps the ring and low blows Orton.
Yeah, he just
and then
punches
goes
him in the
on-
nuts.
And then goes on YouTube demanding a match with him.
Yeah, he cuts a promo and he's like, Randy Orton, you are a cunt. I hate you. Randy, And it's like, dude,
Is this that great power Ooty guy that Colt Cabana got on about?
I don't know. It's just some guy.
This was clearly some guy before he went to TNA.
Yeah, some guy before he joined the Rising. Just
I
giving
thought we-
nut shots to wrestlers
I
before.
thought we were talking about the announcer guy that couldn't pronounce anyone name.
No! Oh
No,
my
that's-
god!
Eva Marie.
No, the TNA, Matt Morgan, that guy.
Oh,
Can we not talk about that guy for one show?
Angel.
Every show he comes up. Why?
Because
Genetically stuck.
genetically packed. He's the
Matt
best.
Morgan.
Matt Morgan. Oh god, why can I never find any of his stuff online?
I'm surrounded by
The
morons.
Icon Stang.
The Icon Stang. I miss that guy. Bring him back. God,
What do you mean,
no.
bring him back?
He was fantastically awful. Like Kurt Angel. Like
The Olympic Kurt Angel.
The Olympic Kurt Angle.
Christian Cage. He's so bad.
Christian
catchy.
Cage. Oh my
Oh
god.
yeah, no, there was that moment when Booker T was like, he went from like being like born in fucking Houston, Texas, to like,
Being English and then being African.
I don't get it. So dumb. Moving on.
Yeah,
So
moving on, please.
Finn Bálor could well be joining the main roster soon, as reports have surfaced that detail talk over main roster debuts of NXT talents, specifically the notion of calling up Finn Bálor. Talks have been said to have taken place as recently as the WrestleMania play button weekend. Balor was featured on the WWE European Tour, and should he move up, Balor would be a rare example of NXT talent moving up without a title reign under them. Fellow members of the roster to have accomplished a similar feat are Bray Wyatt and Adam Rose. But just
One
about,
far more successful than the other.
well, yes.
Yeah.
In addition, the current plan is that the NXT champion Kevin Owens will be holding that title for a very long period of time.
Now, I'm the one who wrote this article on Suplah.com that you can go find at Suplah.com. But this... Suplah.com. This would be, I think, a detriment to NXT if they moved him up this soon. I mean, I might be crazy in thinking that, and I'm sure we'd all want to see Finn Bálor on the main roster at the same time as people like Neville, Ambrose, Rollins, think of all the potential matches that you could have. But,
Neville.
are you forgetting that NXT, as selfish as this may seem, it does need its own people, and he's only been here since November. He hasn't even been here a year, and they're already considering moving him up. I think it would be way too soon, and of course he's ready. The former Prince Devitt, founder of the Bullet Club, he's definitely ready for the main roster. But it's
I
more
met
of a...
him once. He knows my name. He made a joke about my surname. I can't remember it.
Riveting.
Great, thanks, son. But, point being, NXT needs him right now. Give it a couple more months. Let him have some more storylines in the NXT. Yeah. Keep him in NXT for a while and then move him
You
up.
do
That's my thought.
realise what will happen when all of these people get called up from NXT?
There'll be
This is
no
gonna
one
be
in
some-
NXT.
There'll be no one left, and it'll be shit. And,
Yeah.
and no one will like it. That's kind of like
Well, that's a bit of an exaggeration. There is more to NXT than Finn Balor, but
I know, but if you call up all the indie guys and all the women who are really good down there right away,
they haven't called up a woman in forever, man.
I know, but because there've been talks of bringing up Charlotte and all that.
Oh,
And
there
Sasha.
have always been talks of bringing up those two. They've been
Okay.
talking about that since they got good, okay?
I'm saying this in a hypothetical world. If they did that right away, there'd be no one left in NXT, and it would be terrible, and no one would watch it. So
In a hypothetical sense, yes, but this isn't a hypothetical sense, so it's fine.
hooray!
But, in NXT, you have talents such as Hideo Itami, Tyler Breeze, people who are there for a while, because there are no talks of moving him up. Finn Balor, whilst he is ready, just keep him there for a little while longer? Is that a bit selfish of me to think?
No.
Liam, what are your thoughts?
I think he should stay in NXT for a little while. He's yes, he can move up. He can be on the main roster, but like you said, I think it's just a bit too soon. NXT, Neville's been promoted up now, and he was a big guy. Not literally, but figuratively, he was a big player in NXT. Now they need to start slowly building them up. I think him going past sort of Sami Zayn would be a bit too quick. I think he needs to be in NXT. They should embrace the fact that NXT is treated as almost like this sub genre of the wrestling
It's its
industry.
own brand.
Yeah, exactly.
It is its own brand, especially
That's
when you
what
have people like Rhino and Brian Kendrick showing up.
Triple H has said that. Triple H has said, I want this to be its own brand.
Yeah,
So,
he wants to make it into a brand with touring and stuff. It would basically be half indie promotion, half training
And
ground.
that would be great. Have WWE having an indie style show would, I think, really sort of help it, because it's something that would be completely different to what they have at the moment, but they're still getting the money for it. It makes total sense.
that's kind of what it is at the minute, because they're touring now, kind of, sort of. So
Yeah,
it's-
and especially now that they're starting to do that, Finn Balor equals money. They need his name on these events. And I know Kevin Owens himself is a massive draw, which he should be.
they all are, though.
They kind of all are, because everyone knows who they are, everyone knows what they're going to see, which is some damn good wrestling. And you get that with Finn Balor. Keep him there for a while, move him up later. Right now is not the good time to do it. Even if he does, though, if he does move up, I would be okay with it. I just don't think it would be very smart to do.
Unless they have something up their sleeve where they're like, here's another guy. Like, I don't see
What,
it.
debut another guy in NXT?
Yeah, like another independent guy, like, I don't know,
Well,
your Uha Nation man.
Uha
right?
Nation. Uha Nation only just started at the Performance Center, so there's no way that he's going to show up, like, relatively soon. It would take a couple of months for him to get acclimated to the WWE style before he makes an appearance, but
Well,
they have people they can build, though. I mean, for example, Solomon Crow. He's a guy who has had, let's face it, kind of a anticlimactic debut.
Yeah, it was really bad. I'm a
Yeah.
hacker! Like, no.
I'm a hacker, but I don't look like one, and I have a weird slingshot splash. It's like...
That move is actually fucking terrible.
It is terrible, and that's why he's changed it back to the muffler move that he does. I don't know the name of it, but it's a case of building up talents to replace people like Finn Balor, who will eventually move up. You have the names to do it, so I have every confidence that they will.
He will move up. People just need to be patient.
Yeah, let it
And
grow.
I wonder if this is more the fans' wishful thinking as opposed to actually it happening.
But why would you want Finn Balor to go up now? I don't want-
Because people really like Finn Balor, and they seem to forget the notion that there's a really slim chance that when you move up from NXT, you're going to do well.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd
Like-
say really slim. There's like a 50-50 chance.
If you get called up, you're gonna have to put up with Vince and Kevin Dunn shit. Like Neville
Have some
losing
fun,
his,
damn it!
Neville losing his first name, for instance, having a cape for some reason.
No, the cape
Yeah.
is cool. The cape
Let's
is cool.
just remind everyone, his name is now Neville, as in Neville Longbottom from Harry Potter. That's what I think now.
Yeah.
When it was Adrian Neville,
Hello,
that was a
I'm
different
Neville.
matter. But now he's literally just called Neville. That's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
because that's not his name. His name is Adrian Neville. It has been for the longest time. Why change it
But then
now?
again, let's remember they got rid of Antonio in Antonio Cesaro. Yeah. So
Yeah,
he's now just Cesaro.
but people have gotten used to that by now. I actually forgot that was a thing. Same thing with Alexander Rusev, Big E Langston. All in all, it's not been a bad thing that they do. It just
I
doesn't
think
make
it's a
any
bad thing. I think
sense.
it just sounds stupid. I just think it sounds
Well, of
stupid.
course, Neville sounds stupid,
I mean,
but
one word names are not terrible.
no.
But it's like, that one just sounds dumb.
Yeah, like I've always said, go with Adrian, because Adrian is a better name than Neville.
No, don't. Just go with Adrian Neville. I mean,
Yeah, I know he should have both names. I'm just saying if you had to pick one, go for the first one. Not Neville. The name's synonymous with losing. It's ridiculous.
And on that note, we should probably start wrapping this show up.
so wrestling's been eventful. TNA still hasn't died yet, but, you know, maybe it'll happen.
We still wish for it.
I have been Neville. No, I have been Quan. No, I have been Andy Quan.
Great. I've been Sam Brooks.
And I have been shaken, not stirred. I had to get it in.
I'm not gonna watch that film now. You're a
One last mention. I had to. I had to do it.
fuck off.
Don't hate me because you hate me, bruh.
So, we will see you next week.
Is that seriously how we're ending the show?
No.
Yes.
I disallow
Play the
it.
music now. Play
No,
it.
don't. I'm the one who
no,
plays the
Play
music.
the music.
No!
Stop the music!
Stop the music.
Play the music.
Stop
Keep
it.
playing.
No!
Keep playing.
Who is controlling this?
Me!
Who is controlling the
Me!
music?
Hello, me! Future me! Play the music.
No! Give me now. I'm a man.